जी, अस्सलाम students, this video is November 2023 exam paper, paper 2 variant 1 question 2 part A. With the help of a diagram, explain what would cause an increase in demand for a product and consider whether the impact of an increase in demand on the price of the product will be the same in the short run and the long run. So diagram and demand. This is knowledge understanding. This is knowledge understanding, and there are 3 marks for that. And explain what could cause an increase in demand. The explanation of a reason of increase in demand would be analysis, and the comparison of the price increase will be evaluation. So there are 2 marks for evaluation, 3 marks for analysis, and 3 marks for knowledge understanding. So we begin our answer by talking about those areas which are needed for knowledge understanding. So first we define demand, because the question is about demand, so we must give a clear definition of demand. So demand is the willingness and ability to buy something at a given price during a period of time. Remember, there are 4 key words in this definition. Unless you mention all those 4 key words, you may not get full marks. The 4 key words, I have underlined them with a green shaded pen: willingness and ability, reference to a price, and reference to a period of time. Remember, definition of demand cannot be complete unless you talk about or you refer to a period of time. The information, for example, this information, there is a demand of 10,000 cars in Pakistan. This information is not complete unless you tell for during which period of time, in how many days 10,000 cars are sold. Are they sold in 1 month? Are they sold in quarter of a year? Are they sold in the entire year? So unless you talk about the period of time or the price as well, you cannot really estimate the demand. So definition of demand requires the mention of all these 4 things: willingness, ability, reference to price, reference to quantity. For the other 2 knowledge understanding marks, we need to draw a diagram. Remember, it's a micro diagram. On x-axis, do not write income or GDP, write quantity, or just the word Q is enough. And on y-axis, write price or just P is enough, do not write price level. Downward sloping demand curve, upward rising supply curve clearly show initial equilibrium point and initial equilibrium quantity and price. Due to increase in demand, demand curve shifts to the right, and we get this knowledge understanding mark as we have clearly shown a right version in the diagram. But for the second mark, we must show the new quantity as well as the new price. So we get the second diagram mark and the third knowledge understanding mark, as we have already scored a 1 definition mark. So that's how we score 3 marks for knowledge understanding. 1 mark for the definition of demand and 2 marks for a correctly labeled diagram which shows initial price and quantity as well as the new price and quantity, and it's properly and completely labeled. We move to the second aspect, and that is analysis. 3 marks for analysis. Analysis requires explanation of a cause, of a reason of increase in demand. So demand may increase due to an increase in the income of consumers. By identifying a reason, we can get one analysis mark. This is a reason that can cause a rightward shift in the demand. However, remember, increased demand does not increase the demand for all types of goods. Remember, this is a question which is asked in other exam papers as well. So we will talk about that in detail when we reach those questions. But for the sake of today's discussion, remember, increase in income increases demand for few goods or some types of goods, and demand for some other types of goods may actually fall when income goes up. When income goes up and demand goes up, we call those goods normal goods. When income goes up and demand does not change, those goods are called as necessities. And when income goes up and demand goes down, these goods are known as inferior goods. In this case, we are assuming it's a normal good. We are assuming that this product is a normal good. So maybe you get the first analysis mark after explaining this reason that the income goes up and demand for normal goods goes up. So maybe we can put this red mark over here. This is the first analysis mark. The examiner may give you this analysis mark earlier. It depends on the mark scheme the examiner is following. Now, for the second mark and for the third mark, we need to give the explanation that how does this increase in income lead to increase in demand and what happens to price and quantity. So, increase in income raises purchasing power. And induces consumers to buy more of normal goods. There is a slight repetition. We could have avoided that. However, for your explanation, for your better understanding, writing it twice may not be a bad idea. So, increase in income raises purchasing power and induces consumers to buy more of normal goods. This creates a shortage. This creates a shortage or excess demand that leads to higher price P0 to P1 and higher quantity Q0 to Q1. So if we look at the diagram, when the demand curve shifts to the right, initial price P0, there is equilibrium, demand and supply are equal, but when demand curve shifts to the right, so there is a shortage, that is blue line. This shows the shortage. Shortage means there are consumers who are unable to get the product. This will raise the prices from P0 to P1 and quantity will go up from Q0 to Q1. So that's how we can get 2 explanation marks for the analysis. So now we have scored 3 out of 3 knowledge marks, 3 out of 3 analysis marks, and we will now move on to the last assessment objective, and that is evaluation. Evaluation requires us to compare the impact on price in short run and the long run. And the examiner asking, will this impact be the same? So we need to give a conclusion. We'll give the conclusion towards the end. So first we talk about what happens in the short run and the long run. Long run is a period of time that allows new firms to enter. Therefore, increased demand may cause a larger increase in price in the short run, but as new firms are attracted due to high price and high demand, the price may not rise significantly in the long run, as there will be more competition, there will be more options available to the consumers. So this is one evaluation mark. And the last evaluation mark is for the conclusion. And the conclusion, therefore, the impact on price as a result of increase in demand will not be the same. Now we have to address the question. The question the examiner asks, whether the impact of increase in demand on the price of the product will be the same in the short run and the long run. So we have given this conclusion, no, it will not be the same. It will not be the same. In the short run, price will rise faster, but in the long run, new firms will enter and the increase in price may be little slow. So these are 8 mark total and the second evaluation mark, which is for the conclusion. I hope you like this video. You can please continue to give us your feedback and comments, which will make our video, which will help us make our videos more effective and more useful for you. Thank you.